In today's video, we will be talking about one of the most controversial things in the advertising space, and that is retargeting. And if you're new here, my name is Vincent, and I started running ads around 2016, where I scaled an e-com brand from 50K a month to 150K a month, solely with Facebook ads and Google ads. Ever since then, I started my own agency called Chipper, where I help e-com brands, coaches, and course creators scale to multiple 6 and 7 figures a month. So let's dive straight into it. And the first thing we need to cover before jumping in the meat of things on how to set retargeting and what type of targeting you should use, we have to distinguish the first-party data versus the third-party data topic. And that is one thing that is super important in the advertising space because a lot of people actually don't know what it is. So I will be drawing this out as well. The first thing is you have first-party data, right? I will do it first-party data versus third-party data. Now, first-party data and third-party data are two different things, and it all comes down to the quality of the data. First-party data is everything on platform. On platform means everything on Facebook, Instagram, and Messenger. And here, all the data is first-party data because it's all data that comes from Facebook itself. So that data is all accurate and 100% usable. And it's also clean. That's the most important thing, is that the data is clean. So, for example, first-party data can be Instagram engagers, Facebook lead forms, messengers, so DMs, messengers, DMs, WhatsApp, all of those things. Because it all comes down from the ecosystem from Facebook. It's data from Facebook, on Facebook, so you can use it as cleanly as possible. So those are the best audiences to create to retarget people. Then you have third-party data, right? Party data. And so the second part is that you have third-party data. Sorry for my writing as well. If you're not able to read it, that's why I'm explaining it, right? Third-party data is everything from your website, customer lists, school communities, for example. Now, this data is not 100% accurate, and it's also not 100% clean because it's all coming from your pixel. And that is the biggest thing that you have to take account for, is because it's come from the pixel. It gets sent from your website. So a person clicks on your ad, they go to your website, then they buy from your website, and that data gets pushed back to Facebook, right? First and foremost, there's always a lag in this system because most of the times it's around a day, 2 days that the lag is occurring. That's why we're always looking at 7-day averages and 30-day averages, because that is a long enough time to cover everything. But of course, it depends. If you have a higher ticket, it always takes a bit longer. So that's a whole different story, a whole different video that you have to think about, but this, the sales cycle that you have to think about. So basically, they buy and it flows back to the ad. Now, here's the kicker, right? If your website doesn't have a pixel installed or is not conversion API, then that data is not 100% clean. And that's the biggest thing why people are saying that retargeting doesn't work, right? But if you have your KPI installed, which a lot of those platforms like Shopify, School, go high level, you're able to install your conversion API, then the data is most of the times it's 100% clean. And you can see that as well in the event matching quality. And so all of those things, they all come down to the event quality match data that you can see inside of your pixel. So if you go inside of Facebook and you go to the events manager, you click on it, you go to your data sources, which are your pixels nowadays instead of pixels. And then if you look at it, it's loading here for this client, but it's an e-com client, so they have purchases, view, add to carts, etc. As you can see, the view content has a 3 out of 10, but the purchase, because we have installed it here in a KPI, but basically you can see it here, it is 5 out of 10. You got the numbers every single time it's out of 10. The higher it is to close to 10, certainly for purchase, make sure that it's above 8.7 out of 10. Then you know that the quality is good. What that number actually means is that for 10 purchases, almost 9 purchases are clean and correct. And that's the thing, your pixel with conversion API, it's a whole technical setup, right? But with conversion API, the ad, the whole thing that we saw here, from the ad to the website to buy, with conversion API, that data gets pushed back to your backend. And then here, the conversion API links the backend with the ad ID. That's why you should use UTM parameters as well. That all goes back to Ads Manager, which matches the backend from your website to the ad itself. So it knows the ad ID, those type of things. So that's also a super controversial topic, but you have like tools like Triple Whale, ROAS, and all these other things that say to you that they will match the quality, blah, blah, blah. It's not true at all. Because if you don't have your server-side tracking set up or your KPI, then you will never have the same amount of quality of events that you see in Google Analytics or in your ad manager. So those tools, you're basically paying for them for no reason at all if you don't have server-side tracking set up. But so you have a lot of different tools that can help you out in Shopify. They're organic tools that you can just link to your store with your conversion API, and it helps you set up your conversion API, your server-side tracking, and your event quality match score goes up by that. But super long detour. It's a super crucial one because I want you to understand that as well. And so with those things, with conversion API, your data that is third-party data actually becomes usable. But so back to the retargeting, which you have your first-party data, remember, which is on platform, and your third-party data, which is your website, your opt-ins, your Shopify, etc. The biggest things that you should use, the biggest audiences that you should use inside of these data points. For first-party data, you should be using the Instagram engagers for 365 days, as well as on Facebook. Then if you're running lead forms or any type of thing to get emails, use it as well. So lead forms, video views are also a good one. Engagers are also a good one. And then for third party, you should use your website, of course, your add to cart, your purchase. And in my opinion, those are the biggest things that you can use, because they're the highest quality of event match quality scores. You can see it here as well. The view content, the add to cart, this one of course is not the highest, but then the initiated checkout and the purchase. The reason why the quality is way higher is because they're putting in their email addresses, their phone numbers, etc. to start the checkout. And so Facebook gets that data, gets it pushed back, and they match it with people inside the platform. But so coming back to the whole thing of retargeting, if you should use it or not, use it. Certainly, if you're an e-com brand that is running lead forms for a special offer, or you have a lot of Instagram engagement for organic and content, those type of things, use it. As well as if your server-side tracking setup, use add to carts and purchases. Use those to create lookalikes or to basically exclude people. I would always exclude your purchases from the last 30 to 90 days, depending on your product. If your product is a reorder product, so for example, skincare, for example, vitamins and those type of things, if you see that people do over 30 days to finish their stock, then hit them with the retargeting for the last 30 days, talking about, hey, order your new batch, basically. So retargeting is still super undervalued. Not a lot of people are using it, and I can show it to you with this client that we're doing retargeting for. The biggest thing is, as you can see, we have top of the funnel content, we have bottom of the funnel content, and then we have retargeting. Now, the beauty of this thing with retargeting is if you have everything set up properly, all of that content gets pushed back properly. And so if you have multiple collection, multiple products, etc., you can just use a dynamic carousel and it shows the products that they've seen as well as related products. So for example, just this month of May, as you can see, we generated over 2K, spent over $500. Not a lot because we're scaling this brand up. As you can see, even from the lead generation campaigns, we're getting purchases, which is not pretty common with a 2x ROAS. In general, we have a 4x ROAS. Now, as you can see, we have here 2 campaigns that are conversion oriented, that are cold outreaches. So they're super broad, like normal, broad targeting. But then we also have a retargeting carousel, as you can see. 6 purchases, cost per purchase 18 with a ROAS of 7. The frequency is way higher, which is completely normal as well. But if you go into it, we're only retargeting people that saw a product, basically. As you can see, they view content, and that is it. So you can even go harder and start doing add to carts for the last 30 days, basically, that you can do it. And then you can start retargeting them, excluding your purchases. But for this one, we're doing view content because it's more of a high-end thing, so the buying cycles are a bit longer. So we do use view content. But so going back to the whole thing, should you use retargeting or not? I would say yes, start using retargeting. And you can set it up low budget. For example, this campaign is only €5 a day, I think it is. €5 a day, keep it running and you'll see new people buy your product every single day. So start using retargeting for sure. And make it distinguish between first-party data and third-party data. And so if you like this video, I know it's a lot to take in, but if you liked it, make sure to like and subscribe to the video. And if you want me to run your ads or set all these things up, then make sure to click the link down below and book a call with me. And I'll see you in the next one.